as the Toastmaster of the day just said, I enjoy running. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I did get to run on the ragged edge of the Western world on April 29th, 2007, also known as the Big Sur Marathon. And I would like to take you on that journey of running the Big Sur Marathon. At the start line, I was poised there with my brother, ready like soldiers lined up to conquer the challenge that lay ahead, ready to charge an enemy position. The gun sounded, and we surged slowly forward toward the start line. Now the first part of that Big Sur Marathon is actually 5 miles of gentle downhill. But I don't want to get going too fast, so I'm kind of like a car tapping its brakes so I don't get going too fast in my run. I think in my head, there's still 25 miles yet to go. I check my watch after the first mile, and I realize I'm at a good pace, so I keep going the nice rhythmic run. Now this part of the course is also surrounded by redwoods, colossal columns of wood climbing to the clouds to catch the sun's rays, and keeps the temperature nice and cool in that part of the course. At mile 5, there is 3 dramatic changes on that course. First, I break out into the open, and I see pasture land, not just empty rolling hills, but full of cattle, a bevy of bovine, a collection of cattle, if you will. Secondly, the slope now increases on the run. My first uphill, I feel the tension and the extra exertion I have to have on my muscles as I'm running along. Also now being out in the open, I feel the wind and breeze in my face. The environment just kind of pushing its way against me, keeping me from making progress. Along that portion of the course, many of you have been there, is the Point Sur Lighthouse, perched on its rock. But it's not visible the day we're running. It is shrouded in a cloud of soupy mist. The clouds and the fog hung like a blanket of cotton, moist and thick. I'm rewarded at the end of this 4-mile uphill stretch with a mile of downhill running. I get to shake out my legs, shake out my arms. It's a nice, relaxing part of that run. At the bottom of the hill, an interesting phenomenon. A whole series of drummers stand there, and they are beating their drums, which is very helpful because the next portion of that course is a long 2-mile stretch of uphill up to a point called Hurricane Point. The drums beat out a great rhythm to step, step, step as I climb the hill. They seem to urge me upward to reach the pinnacle of the hill. As I get further up the hill, the sound of the drums kind of fades in the distance, like the sound of a train as it wanders down the tracks. I reach the top of the hill, celebrate a little bit, but I think in my head, I haven't even reached halfway of this course yet. The next part of the course is a very steep downhill. Now I'm not just tapping the brakes, I am more like a truck using air brakes to make sure I don't go down that hill too fast. Again, shake out the arms, shake out the legs a little bit, get down to the bottom of the hill, which is nice and flat, cross the beautiful Bixby Bridge with its majestic arches like in a cathedral. I hear something that's quite unusual wafting to my ears, the music of a piano player. I look over and I see a gentleman dressed in a tuxedo playing a grand piano. Reader's Digest calls this the best marathon moment in America, and I have to agree. Here he is, a misplaced musician making melodies at the midpoint of the marathon. The next portion of the course is really just a series of uphills and downhills. I get a little break from that at mile 15, a great rest stop, because I know many of the people there, they are co-workers. I refill my water bottle, and I'm refreshed by seeing familiar friends and faces. During that stretch of the run, I really get to enjoy the ragged edge of the Western world. As I look over, and I see the spray of ocean as it hits the rocks, flies up into the air. I get to mile 20. My brother that I'm running with has devised a great way to distract my mind. He's told me to think about people from my past. And so, from the cavernous recesses of my mind, I remember coaches, a brother who encouraged me to run, and a mother that has passed away. We share those memories, and sure enough, it distracts me and helps me keep going along my course. At mile 22 in Carmel Highlands, another challenge appears. The road pitches quite severely in that area. My legs, my tendons are worn and tired from the miles, so it challenges me to kind of keep my balance. But I navigate successfully through that portion of the course, and I know that I have just a few short miles to go before completion. Final downhill past Point Lobos, and one final insult, the final hill, known on the course as D minor and D major time. I press on up the hill, I reach the finish line, and my brother and I share exhilaration and excitement for conquering the course. We share an embrace, the taste of victory lingers on our lips. Fellow Toastmasters, I realize many of you may not ever run a marathon, but I hope that today you've enjoyed running with me on the ragged edge of the Western world. Mr. Toastmaster.